Welcome back to Morning Live, and of course, as I told you earlier, Calvin Judisi is in the studio, and he's the CEO of Senti Africa. You want to touch base on matters networking because now, as much as you're a young person, you're opening this new business, you want to kind of prosper in your core business. There's an aspect to having contacts, the people who now make you fly, destiny shapers who now guide you to now put you at a level where you're comfortable, but still you need to be growing your network every single time you have that chance. Calvin Judisi, good morning. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Okay, now
nice to be back.
Nice to be back. Of course, it's a thing that we really need to talk about for quite some time, because now for you to be back here, it means you made an impact to the young people, which is a very, very vital thing right here on Morning Live. When you talk about networking, sometimes we really kind of get confused. What is networking? Sometimes people think just taking contacts and sitting with them, taking contacts and starting maybe to bang people around. Networking. Maybe you can tell us, what is networking?
Yeah, I mean, number one, for every business to succeed, you need a very good network, and not only business but any individual. That's why they say that your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
And so there's just different aspect on how you can be able to network and why you need to network.
Yeah, sure.
And especially if you're starting if you're starting a business, you need to diversify your network in terms of not only, let's say, family, but different people. So I'm just going to give a good, one example. This year we are hosting our conference in Ghana, for example. We're hosting it in November. And so last month, actually, part of March, April, I actually was in Ghana. And I literally just went to Ghana and just to be able to see. And in that presence, I was able to network with quite a number of people and get the right contact. And so one of the things that I think that was surprising that I did is met this business mentor who actually, he's from Ghana but came for your show. And I saw the clip on Switch TV, Facebook page, and then I reached out to this guy, and it's like, hey man, I saw you here.
This guy,
his name is Kwampe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him and it's like, hey, I saw you in TV in Kenya. I would like to get in touch. It's like, yeah, I'm coming back to Ghana in 2 weeks. And we had actually a very exciting meeting. So that tells you what network is all about.
Okay. Now, but before you continue, you see, for you have the muscle to travel to Ghana, to and fro, book your hotel, full board and everything. Of course, the powerful thing is now for you that anyone can do is just to reach these people.
Yeah.
Now for you, you were able to take yourself. But look at this startup. This person wants to grow his business or her business.
Yeah.
This person who wants mentors, destiny shapers. This person who wants now to get to know the tactics, how to maneuver through that industry.
Yeah.
Now, for someone who hasn't built so much, how can you go around this?
So number one is identify your product. So identify your product. So that's number one. Number two is know your target. And a good example is that where we go wrong is that we want to network with everyone. Like I'm going to, for example, let's say I'm selling suits, for example, and I'm going to this big conference, and my purpose is actually I want to sell as many suits as possible. I want to meet people that I can actually talk about my fashion, talk about my brand or something like that. But the problem that comes is that sometimes when you go to this, when you get this opportunity to network, we actually want to network with everybody. We don't want to give people enough time to be able to understand who we are. I'm going to come to you as like, hey, hi Nick, my name is so-and-so, here's my card. I don't know anything about your product. I don't know what you know, because we have a room of 100 people, and you want to make sure that you actually give everybody your card, and you actually end up not networking but actually just dishing out cards. And there's a difference, there's a difference of dishing out cards and there's a difference of networking. So I think number one is we don't understand our product. Number two is that sometimes we don't understand our target audience. And then number three is we just want to give people our card and thinking that probably after we maybe give people our card, they will actually contact us back. And one thing that you should know, Nick, is that actually less than 10% people that gets the card contact you back. Yeah, today.
It's true that.
Yeah, I mean, how many people have you got their cards and never contact back? I mean, to be sincere,
many people.
How many people have you given your card
Yeah.
in any event and they never contacted you back?
Never contact you back. So
Quite a man.
It
a
boils
number,
down to interest also, because now, as you've mentioned, you dish out your card and you kind of give details about your product.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe now in this angle, let's look at people still on the startup perspective. You see, as startup, someone wants to know the dynamics of expansion, the dynamics of growing, and it's something not easy when you're starting. Sometimes you want to give up. But look at also competition.
Yeah.
You know, this competition. Some people kind of masquerade and camouflage and go to competition just to find out what is happening the other side. Maybe,
that's true.
What's the tactic to? I know it might be networking
to maneuver this. I mean, the world is very competitive. That one, we can't lie about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if for example, I'll be just using fashion, but look at any business. There's a ton of those businesses anywhere in the world. You know, if you for example running a fashion or just a coffee shop in Nairobi, for example, how many coffee shops do we have? So number one, even before you go network, is that have you been able to profile your business?
It's true.
You know, what kind of card do you have? Have you designed a nice card that can relate?
Yeah.
If I'm doing coffee, does my card have something that shows us coffee? Like if you give me the card, the first thing I see before even is like, oh, so do you deal with coffee?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the first question that I ask,
sure.
and that was going to drive my interest. So number one is profile yourself, and it doesn't take a lot of money. I mean, you can just get somebody to design for your card maybe for 500 shillings or even for 300 shillings, or if you have a friend who's just a good designer, then they just design for you, and then you can print it, you know, somewhere in River Road or something like that, and do it at a very cheap price. So number one, profile yourself. Once you profile your company very well, you profile yourself, then go and start networking with your cards. But again, just as I said, network with purpose. You know, get a little bit more time. It's just an elevator pitch. Actually, networking is just more like an elevator pitch. I meet you in a lift. I want that less than 10 seconds to tell you everything about what I'm doing and plus give you my card, and then I can be able to do a follow-up. But if I'm just going to like, hey, hi Nick, oh, my name is Calvin, here's my card. Like, so what?
And then you vanish.
You know, then I vanish just because I want to go and give so and so, and there's this room full of 100 people that at least I want everybody to dish, to get my card. And so they won't contact me back. If they didn't give me their card, I want to be able to hear from them again. So take your time, explain yourself a little bit about your product and why you think that you'd like to hear from them.
Okay.
And once you get that, then they'll like, okay, here's my card. Yeah, we can exchange cards. That's where now you start exchanging cards. And then something that we don't do, and most of us don't do, which is not very good, is that if somebody gives you their card, please kindly make sure that you follow up. It's just one line. Hi, I'm so-and-so. It was nice meeting you at this event. Would love to know more about your product. Would love to know more about your business. And so that would make that person feel more confident. But if today I really need Nick, then I will reach out to Nick and say, hey, hello, my name is Calvin. It was nice meeting you at your show. Please, could we grab coffee? And that's fine. You know, so let's do that follow-up. And then I think something that we also don't do a lot is that we don't keep our networks. Today, for example, I'm giving good example with you. I mean, you're my friend. And it's not only going to end here. Maybe next 5 years, probably maybe this one will be we'll do the next big thing together, So you're going to learn to keep your network, keep your contacts, keep your connection, because the person you know today might not be your destiny shaper, for example. They actually, their friends would be. And so if you keep that contact, then one day it's like, hey, hey, are you still in that business? No, I moved to this and this thing, maybe this particular industry. Oh, that's fine. Actually, I'm also in this particular industry. Can you be able to do something? It's like, yeah, why not? So let's continue keeping our network, because that is one of the challenges that we go through, is that once I get a card, I'm going to throw it somewhere else. I mean, I have a bunch of of
business cards,
business cards.
Yeah,
And they're quite a lot. I mean,
yeah.
myself, what I do once I get a business card, I have an Excel sheet. So I go to my Excel sheet and make sure that I put all those contacts, and then send them to my email. So I will always, so I don't need to go.
Yeah.
I don't have to go like, oh, I used to have somebody in KTN. I just go to my database on my computer, and then I just type, for example, Switch TV, and then I get that person, or somebody in Unilever or whatever company.
You want, actually.
So for me, I think that's the most important thing when you're networking. Make sure that you maintain the follow up, and make sure that you consistently checking up on someone.
Amazing. So we're taking a short break, but when you come back, we want to focus on the issue of friends. You know, when you have a business, friends really matter, and trust me, some friends can be the recipe to your downfall. Sometimes they want things for free. Sometimes they really want things for you to do them a favor. You have a business, but rafiki zako ndo wanakuangusha. So all that coming to you after a short break. All right, welcome back to Morning Live. And as I told you before we took a break, the matter of friends coming into your business in terms of now favors, because at the end of the day, you have your business to make profits, but your friends come in to now tamper with your continuity, tamper with everything you've started. For example, free tickets, free food, free products, free, because they are friends. They don't have this kind of the audacity just to support you, and it's very bad out here because businesses actually go down courtesy of some friends. Free drinks, free whatever, free. It's so bad because you've spent money on the capital, but they want it for free. Free tickets, wow, this is a common one. And Calvin, look at this behavior in the country whereby you're a young person, you've started a business, guys are happy for you, you started your wines and spirits, guys want to come and drink for free, you want to take ticketing service, guys want tickets for free. Like, what's wrong with supporting our own friends? It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, that happens a lot, but we need to support each other's business, because the first person who is supposed to actually make your business grow is your friends, and especially if they're selling a product that you need to benefit from. And so number one is friends, and also family, because sometimes family kills our business a lot. Like, oh, so and so started a business, for example, you got some loans, started maybe a car hiring and all that, and it's like, oh, so and so started a business, so
a car hire
or something,
free.
So not even that, like every mchango you have to be there, like let's call so and so, you just started a business, let's call so and so. Everything that needs money, everything, you're always a referral point, which I think is killing most of the businesses. I mean, the best thing is that you need actually to help, your son, your daughter, or even your brothers, make sure that the business grow. Not just because, I was able to hustle and got some money and decided to start a business, then you can feel like, hey, Calvin is nowadays making money. That's a very wrong perception. Apart from even us buying that particular product, but can we let these people grow their business? Can we reduce the pressure from the family? Actually, a good family should actually invest in your business. You've started.
I believe if the price is 10 shillings, buy it at 20 shillings.
Or buy it at 10 shillings.
It's a new business, support it.
Or even like, why don't you invest your money there and say, okay, bro, you've started a business worth maybe, let's say 1 million, I have 200K. How can my 200K actually help you build that business? But not just because somebody just started a small business, then they become referral point for every problem in the world that you ever think. If so and so is sick or whatever, this is the referral point. Oh, so and so has a company, I think he has some money. And I think those are very wrong perception. Let people be able to grow for the next 3 years. If somebody start a business today, is your brother or your sister or your cousin, I mean, let them grow for the next 3 years for you to even start asking them for even a single cent. Because once you start asking them for that's withdrawing. It's like reducing capital.
Yes, true.
Today if I invest 1 million in a business, for example, I mean, and then tomorrow a relative asks me for 100,000, that's I'm already negative. I'm already negative 100,000.
Yeah,
That means that actually my business is now worth 900,000.
Yes, true.
And so you could imagine if you have those multiple, and you know the way business takes time to grow. So I think I think that's something that we should actually avoid, and we should look at, you know, supporting our own people, our friends in their businesses, and not thinking that because they just started a business, they have a lot of money that they're putting in that business, and we actually have a right to ask for free drinks, free tickets, free what, you
especially
know,
tickets. It's bad.
you know,
it's
raffles and all those kind of stuff, you know. So let's support these people, you know, and because it's a struggle, you know. We've just been talking about networking. This person is always thinking, how can I grow my presence on Facebook? How can I grow my presence on Twitter? How can I grow my presence on LinkedIn? And one of the things that most of the businesses need to have is that make sure you have a presence on LinkedIn, you know, because for me, when I get a card, I always first go to LinkedIn for me to be able to get to know what have you done in the past and all those kind of stuff. So make sure that you actually always have a profile on LinkedIn.
Someone said the other day that it's better to build your LinkedIn profile than an Instagram profile, because
that's very
Instagram
true.
won't even take you anywhere. Unless now it's a business, it won't take you anywhere. But still, look at this. Recommendations. As much as you want to talk about supporting our own friends, help them network and everything, actually recommending these people. Look, for example, Calvin, you have a business, Mitumba, and there's so nice shirts you have. Now, I have friends also at work at Switch TV. I'll tell the likes of Jojo Raro and of course William here that, hey, you guys, Calvin is my good friend. He has very nice shirts. Look at that. Recommending actually for your friends.
I mean that is very key. Recommend your friends, help themselves. So what I usually do on my for example on my WhatsApp, because I have like almost 400 views in 24 hours. Like people check on my WhatsApp status. Sometimes just decide, hey guys, send whatever you're selling. I'm going to sell them on my WhatsApp.
That's big.
And at least the 400 people that are going to check on my WhatsApp status in 24 hours, I'll always get like 5 or 10 people ask about the business.
That's mileage.
And you know, there's nothing important as marketing.
Marketing
is not about people buying your product, but marketing is about people knowing your product. And people knowing your product means that they're actually going to buy it later. They don't have to buy it now. You know, so if you're going to help your friends market, you know, you have a lot of social media following. What are you doing with those social media? Are those guys paying you? You know, I mean, as you know, what I always make fun, you know, when people see me post a lot on my Facebook, I say the reason I post things on my Facebook is because you guys are not giving me money. You know, the only way that I can be able to get money maybe from you guys is you see my whatever post and probably maybe you get interest or you share with someone else. That's what you'll be able to get money. You know, I have over 5,000 friends. They're not going to give me 1K each to, you know,
it's true.
So basically, let's support these people. You know, we have a huge network on our LinkedIn, our social medias. Why don't you just post them there and somebody else will see? Why don't you recommend, recommend your friends? If they have good products, why don't you say, hey, so-and-so is my friend, you know, why don't you buy from them? I think that is how we'll be able to grow business in this struggling economy.
Looking at marketing, I think the one said that, you know, in business, without marketing is like blinking at a girl in the dark.
That's
like
true.
No one knows your intentions. Like you have this good business, but there's no way you can actually market it. Still back to friends. They only like your photo, maybe for example your shop, your online shop, something like that. They only like and then they move on. Marketing for your friends also is very important. Then you've said you're so philanthropic. You tell guys to give me your post, any business you want.
Post them,
I help you sell it. Now, look at friends also who just come in, like, and of course say, hey, good stuff, congratulations. Do you think it's a high time we should now use our pages as friends to help each other? Because now we have numbers. If we put our heads together, we have 1 million+ numbers.
That's very true. I mean, the reality is, like, let's not be jealous of people succeeding.
Thank you.
Let's not be jealous
very, very vital.
of people succeeding in life. Let's not be jealous. Because sometimes and that's a fact, like sometimes people will just look at your photo and, you know, you post something and they won't even like. And it's not that they didn't see it. They won't even comment. But probably in their heart, they feel like, oh my God, why is so and so succeeding this way?
I get it,
Why so and so is taking such kind of bold steps? All those kind of stuff. So let's not be jealous. Let's support each other. Because one thing one of my principles is that if I don't have to get something from Nick today. Maybe my kids will get a support from Nick's kids.
It's true that bigger picture.
So it's not all about today. It's not about what can Nick give me. It's not all about so and so can give me. But you will have kids. God will bless you with kids, and probably maybe so and so's kids actually now will help your kids be able to reach their destiny, or even somebody will help your kids to be able to reach where they are.
Sure.
So it's not about what I can get right now. Yes, I know we always talk about scratch my back, I scratch yours, but I mean that does not work in business. That does not work in business. It doesn't matter how many times you support someone; they don't really have to support you back.
It's true.
But do that with a very open heart. Support them where you can, refer them where you can. And you never know. Next time, their friends will support you, or they will refer you to someone that is going to help you. And that's what life is all about. Life is about networking, and life is about, and they always say that, you are actually just one step or two steps to your destiny. I mean, today, for example, if you want to reach the president, you might actually just realize that you only have one person that you just need to talk to that will talk to the president. You meet them, and so there's always a lot of things, and what we need to do is let's support each other. Let's understand people's business where you can support them. Use our social media in a nice way to be able, as long as it's a good product that they're selling. I mean, they're not selling drugs. As long as they're selling appealing product, then you're going to support them.
Okay.
And that's a key thing.
Now, as you're winding up this conversation, maybe you can tell these young people watching right now, it's Labor Day, it's a public holiday, guys are watching, guys are wondering now, as much as I need to network, as much as I need to amalgamate my friend in this whole scenario of boosting my business, there's an aspect of morals also. As much as this thing all happen at once, morals, there's that courtesy of calling someone. Now, for example, I take your business card. Calvin, I can't just call you anytime.
Yeah, that's true.
I can just text you anytime. Man.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's this aspect of now carelessness also in terms of having that courtesy. Maybe business hours. You have business hours, and then you call 11 times. 11 missed calls now wondering, is this an emergency?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Huh? So the courtesy, because I've taken your business card, the approach. Give us a sequence of approach, because now this is very vital. I have your card, I have your contact, but approach.
And I'm going to use I'm going to give an example, how I go about it. So when I get someone's card, just as I told you, I'll go check them more. So probably go on Google, want to know more about them first.
Okay.
Go on LinkedIn, see if they have a profile on LinkedIn, what have they done before, and all those kind of stuff. Number two is that if their email address is there, then I'll drop them email first, and then if I don't see any response, maybe after a day or two, then I'll send them a text. Say, hey, hi, I'm so and so. It was nice meeting you at this event. I sent you an email. It would be nice to hear from you. That's a follow up. So what you're actually doing is a follow up. And then if now you don't hear from them, maybe after 2 days, then I'll just give them a call. Hi, I think you got busy. Probably, maybe you didn't see my email, but I would like to book appointment to be able to see you.
Sure.
We were in this particular event, and I met you, and I told you more about